Sabin Joshi. He's the Senior General Manager and Global Head of Mergers and Acquisitions and Asset Management at Innovation. Hello, sir.
Hi.
What made you pursue your career in whatever you're working today?
I think I have to go back to history. When I graduated from Kathmandu College of Management back in 2004, so I decided to get into banking. So I think it's been a test and trial for me. I was in banking for 2 years. Then I decided that, okay, banking is not cup of my tea. Then I decided that, okay, I need to get into some investments. So I started my own investment firm, and I had the whole craze of being an entrepreneur at that point in time. So I did that for almost 2 years. Then went for my master's program. Then I decided that instead of getting into a typical banking role, I would rather join a very interesting sector. And that time the interesting sector happened to be microfinance, right? So it was very difficult for me to even digest the fact that how can a bank prosper by giving a loan without a collateral? So that question was always being unanswered during my business school days. So I joined a microfinance company for 2 years. Then because of my family reasons, I had to come back. And since then, I've been with Chaudhary Group, heading their M&A, asset management investment for last 5 years. And I think it's to put it in a nutshell, it's been more, I would say, test and trial, but I think that's what's important. You need to have a clear perspective of where you want to go and choose that path. And at some point in time, you need to test it, take a risk. And I think I had to take a risk. And I think what really interested me was playing with numbers. That's always interested me. There was always an interest playing with agreements. I always wanted to become a lawyer at some point in time. So all these things could gel together if you're an investment banker. The opportunity of investment banking was not available in Nepal. And I think Chaudhary Group being the only multinational billion-dollar company, it gave me that platform. And I think, and that's pretty much the reason why I chose to be where I am right now.
And you tried so many things. You tried banking, investments. You tried so many things. Generally, what are the qualities that a person doing business in Nepal has to have with?
I think it's not only about Nepal, but everywhere you do a business. And just to put it on record, I started 11 companies and I had to close down 9 of them myself. So I would say I'm a struggling, non-so-successful entrepreneur. But I think one thing, a takeaway that I've had in the last 11 years of my career is you need to have a passion for what you do. So as long as you have a passion and you like doing it, then everything's going to fall in place. So if you want to be an entrepreneur and if you like a sector and you are really passionate about that sector, go for it, then you become successful. But you're trying to get into just for the sake of earning money and not having a passion for it, I think it's very difficult for one to succeed. So as long as you have a passion for doing the same thing and working, I think it'll work wonders for you. It's not as, I think, and if probably I did not live my passion in the last several companies that I'm in, and the only 2 companies that's been running so far is my investment firm and my food company in India. So I think my passions still remain, and those companies still survive, and they're making pretty good money. So I think as long as you have a passion, I think that's the most important thing to do a business in any country, even in Nepal.
And with so much competition in the market, even in the Nepali market, what area would you suggest for people to invest in Nepal?
Okay, I wouldn't say that I'm the right person to answer that because I'm not an entrepreneur myself, but I think there are a couple of sectors which are very interesting. Education is a sector that's interesting. Talk about starting a school, because if you do something differently in the sector of education, you can actually do really well. And we've seen that as an example with a lot of education and heading an education vertical myself. I've seen that if you do things differently, it just comes in, right? And it's shock-proof. Be it earthquake, be it recession, it's always going to work, right? And I think most importantly, it has that sustainability issue in any bank, in any business. You start a business, if you can sell, let's say, cement today, tomorrow, if the cement does not get sold, then you're doomed. But in a field of education, if someone enrolls in class 1, they have to go up to class 10. So you are protecting yourself and you are actually tying your client for 10 years, right? And the more better you, it's going to go expand, and scalability is not an issue. If you have 50 today, you can go for 100, you can go for 1,000, you can go for 2,000, you can go for 5,000 students as well. So scalability is not an issue. So I think any business where sustainability and scalability is not an issue, I think that's always is a good, and I feel education is one. Second, the thing that I'm really passionate about, and which I've not started yet, but hopefully one day I would, is agribusiness. And I think people will continue to eat no matter what. Okay, and the world is moving towards from a normal eating, that's what you eat out of a packet versus what you eat out of a field, right? And the whole market is moving, whole world is moving into organic farming and so on and so forth. And I think that phenomena, with a lot of expat crowd, a lot of UN organization, multilateral institutions working here in Nepal, I feel that there is an opportunity for agro-business if you do it well, if you can capture the right market, and because I feel it's scalable and it's sustainable as well. So these two market pretty much, I think agro and education business, I would be very bullish about.
And how did you like today's event, and what were your expectations before the event, and were your expectations met?
Oh yeah, I think today's event was pretty good in a sense that I attended a similar program a couple of years back, and there were a lot of sessions happening at the same time. So we had only 50 students in ours and 30 students in others. So putting everyone together was nice, and I think the panel members were very diverse, right, and had with different age group. 3 of the panel members had been working for the last 35 years, and 2 of the members not even reached 30 years. So it's a very interesting heterogeneous group of this thing with a lot of good perspective coming in. However, I think if probably the topic was a little too diverse, where M&A was one, stock was one, and banking and finance as a whole probably did not cover it. So it looked a little disjoint. But having said that, I think the panel members and the students, with the questions that they asked, pretty much try to put it together. So I think it's a very impressive, and I think effort, and I'm sure that with new experiences and with more experience, you'll do better in the years to come. So it's pretty interesting.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.